Just back from a successful ship chase. The drone's back nice and snug in the front seat with the seatbelt on. Getting closer to winter time now, so the mornings are getting quite cold, and that can affect the temperature of the drone and the battery life. So what I do is I fasten it into the passenger seat and turn the heat on the way up to keep the drone warm and the batteries warm, and then when I'm hiking out on location, I put my best battery, my newest battery, which is my long range one, into my trouser pocket to keep it warm in the body heat. So I'm just in anyway, and it's been a total success. It's been 6 weeks since I've been able to film a large ship on Lough Foyle, which I've mostly due to the weather, because of wind or because of rain, something I've never encountered before this year. It's just been too much. It's been very hard to get out at all. Inland occasionally, but even that's tough. But the ocean has been really hard to fly. Probably much because we're exposed to all them low pressure systems and the jet stream aloft. There's so much wind. Today, I didn't even think I was going to make it today. I was raging this morning. We got a tip off from Foyle Port from the guy who works down there, the tug operators, that the pilot would be boarding the ship around 8 AM. And I'm over an hour's drive from location, so I was up at 6:30 this morning. Hold on, before I go any further, check out my cool mug. Having a good hot cup of tea here at the shore of Lough Foyle. You think this was a lens for a camera? I got this as a Christmas present a couple of years ago from my mate. I think it's really cool. I use it all the time. Anyway, I wasn't even going to leave the house because, well, last night it looked very promising. The Met Office and BBC were giving 8 mile/hour winds on down the shore of Lough Foyle, and further north along the loch, maybe 10, 12, 13 miles per hour. That's quite rough as it is, even to fly a drone any kind of range at all, but I knew it was possible. I've done it before, I've done it worse, so I took the gamble and got up this morning. And then I seen the charts had downgraded the potential. Excuse me, it was even windier. I was raging. I was on marine traffic looking at the wind speeds, and the Foyle buoy was reading about 18 knots. An oil tanker that was ready to go in there, the live weather station, that was reading 22 knots. Another ship was reading 22 knots. 22 knots, that's a lot of wind. There's no way you could fly a Phantom in those conditions, a Phantom 3, no way. So I was beside myself, because I've been waiting a long time. I was excited to be getting a boat. I missed the joy, the thrill of it, so I was really eager to get one, and I almost went back to bed this morning. But an instinct told me to go out anyway. The sun was rising. I reckoned it would drop the wind speed down by a knot or two. And to tell you the truth, there's just no way of knowing for sure until you're on location. It's shocking how quickly it can change to your favour. So I drove up anyway on a hunch, raced up the road as fast as I could, arrived on location. It seemed pretty good, and then suddenly the wind picked up just within minutes and intensified. My van was shaking in the wind. I'm not joking, it was actually shaking, and the windsock in the area was horizontal. The flags blowing, fluttering hard. I thought it was game over. I was disappointed. I'm gonna have to go home, turn tail. But I spotted the ship, the other end of Lough Foyle. I was watching it through the binoculars. It looked fantastic coming up, sunlight catching it. So I decided to stay, waited out, and as I got closer, from 20 minutes away from me, I drove on up the road around the corner, found a nice secluded beach, and I was amazed to see that it was actually sheltered. Like on down the loch, you couldn't fly a drone in the middle part. It was very dodgy. It was bad. But up in this sector, I found the whole way from shore to shore was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. The headland blocked the wind pretty much. So there was a stiff breeze blowing at times, but it was more than acceptable. Like, it was actually very pleasant in comparison to some of the other flights, or from what I expected it to be. But the Phantom did me proud. The sun broke out for the most part. Got it lighting the ship up. I managed to get around the ship. The pilot boat, the Foyle leader, was chasing it, so I tracked them across the loch, which looked really cool. And then if you're doing the port side of it, I got it backlit by the sun. And I made it back to shore with about 39% battery. Because the wind wall, even though it was good, but the wind was still eating into it. I had quite a keen headwind, so it sucked up a lot of the battery whenever I was flying out. But the good thing about that is I had a really strong tailwind on the way back too, so it came back to me within a few minutes. and had 39% battery, landed, no issues at all. Phantom done me so proud, and the weather stuck it out. And about 15 minutes after that, rain started to form and it clouded over. So talk about lucky. So I'm well pleased that went well. Hopefully the tables have turned now, and the weather's going to give us a second chance of getting more of these vessels. It's good because 2 nights ago we had an amazing aurora on the north coast, the best one I've seen in years, and the sky was completely clear, dark throughout the best of it. The aurora was phenomenal, everything was just perfect, it ticked all the boxes, couldn't complain, and now, despite all odds, I managed to film a ship with a drone. So I'm back in action by the looks of things, so I'm excited about making this video and chasing future vessels. There's another one coming out tomorrow morning, the Elliott Bay. We've been tipped off that it's going to leave at 9:30, but tomorrow the wind is much stronger and there's heavy showers forecast, so I don't know if we can get that or not. Probably not, but we'll see anyway. But anyway, just a vlog to let you know how things are going. Hard to beat a cup of tea near the sea. I think I might just enjoy this morning and go out for a walk on the beach, get fresh air, exercise, bask in the success and the positive flight, and see if there's anything else we're filming. So I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and with a bit of luck, if the weather gives me a break and any nice vessels around, I hope to get out and film more. Cheers.